Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Greensboro, North Carolina for the Grassroots Tip Off Classic. We're about to watch the tip between the Charlotte Nets and Team Loaded. Just a second here as they get set. And I'm glad everybody is joining me for this afternoon game here, just around noon, almost noon. And there's the tip, and secured by the Charlotte Nets. Davion Mintz slicing to the basket. Can't finish. As they battle around. Gets it out to DeAndre Thomas. Now, the Nets are in the home white, Charlotte Nets, and Team Loaded are in the road blacks. Full names of these teams are Team Loaded 434, 17 and under, versus the Charlotte Nets Anthony Morrow Elite, 17 and under. And a finish, first bucket of the game there by Josh Good for Team Loaded. The 6'7" junior from Luray High School. Opening basket of the game, and he's a pretty good offensive weapon for Team Loaded. I expect we'll see more from him as he's playing and helping out on the double team right now, as West Fazia tried to kick it out of the double team to Mintz, but it bounced out of bounds, but it's going to stay with the Charlotte Nets. Back inside to Fazia. He posts up, ball slapped away, picked up by Jamel King. Now King wants to run. Finds Collins slashing to the basket. And Team Loaded takes an early 4-point lead on Josh Collins' running transition bucket. Now here's Davion Mintz. Good size for Davion Mintz at the guard position. Now I like Mintz a lot. He can really put up buckets. He can distribute. He can pass in transition. He's got great size for the point guard position. There's Fazia from the outside over Good. Ball rims out. Good defense there by Good. And Jamel King now wanting to push the ball up. And that is tapped out of bounds by Davion Mintz. But it will stay with Team Loaded. Here's Jamel King. Little crossover. Stutter step up and too strong. Picked up by Mintz. Now he's going to bring the ball up. A little crossover from Mintz. Ball tied up, but he keeps it, feeds it back. Fazia tracks it down. Back to Fazia at the high post. Kicks it outside to Gregory Joyner. Joyner with the 3-ball, and that is good, and that is going to give the Charlotte Nets their first points of the ball game. The assist by Fazia. And now here's Good. Josh Good puts the ball on the floor, drives to his right, up over the top, no good, short. Rebounded again by Davion Mintz. Mintz up and under and score. And just like that, Davion Mintz puts his team up in by one as they wipe out that early 4-0 lead and have now taken a 1-point lead for the Charlotte Nets. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. I appreciate everybody being here today. We got a stoppage in play. This is a 3-day tournament. Last weekend of the first live period, which is a mouthful to say, but what that means is the NCAA live recruiting period is in full effect right now, which is when these college coaches, which you'll see all in the building today, are able to get out here and use this time to evaluate and recruit players in a way that they normally cannot do, except during the high school season, and finish there by the Nets. And so this time is very valuable for the college coaches to get out here and try to land some of these players. They can see a lot of players in one place, a lot of talent in the building, and there are 4 buildings for this year's event. And we are in just one of them, Prolific Park. And that's going to be a step on the baseline and going the other direction for the Charlotte Nets. So they wiped out that early lead. Now the Nets and Davion Mintz running the point there have a chance to build on that lead. Deep outside shot is good, and that's going to be a 3-ball, I believe. Here's Good. Gets it up. Back to Good. What's he going to do? Drives to his right. Goes back to his left. Slices through, up, and does not score, but does draw the foul, and that's going to send Josh Good to the line. Josh Good, the 6'7" junior out of Luray High School in Luray, Virginia. All of these players on Team Loaded are from Virginia. They're a Virginia-based organization going against the Charlotte Nets, who are, of course, a North Carolina-based organization. First shot is good for Josh Good. today's event organized by Phenom Hoop Report. And they run a lot of events in the area, very good events. Second shot, good by Josh Good. And that cuts into that Charlotte Nets lead. Here's Mintz, takes advantage. Good catch. Already had his feet set in the right position, but wasn't able to finish on that jumper for Davion Mintz. Skip ahead pass now, stolen by Mintz. Now trap in the backcourt as Josh Colin, number 1, brings it up. Little fake stutter step. Nice looking little scoop shot, but wasn't able to get it to go down. And now a run out for Davion Mintz. Dunk by Mintz, and that puts the Charlotte Nets up by 6, their biggest lead of the ball game. Deep shot by King, no good. Rebounded by DeAndre Thomas. Now back over to Mintz. He's really been difficult for them to handle on the offensive end, and he draws the foul. Isn't able to get his shot to go down, but it looks like he's going to be going to the line and shooting 2. Davion Mintz out of North Mecklenburg High School. Sorry, I had a little issue here. Davion Mintz out of North Mecklenburg High School, 6'4", class of 2016. His first shot is good. North Mecklenburg in the Charlotte area. And we've scouted the Charlotte area heavily this year, and of course it's the largest metro area in North Carolina, so of course they would have a large number of talented players. But it sort of swings back and forth around the state where the regions are, as Mintz's second shot is good. And Charlotte has had a lot of those players recently. And has a hard foul as Mintz is knocked to the floor, and I hope he seems okay, bounced right up, so it's going to stay with Team Loaded. The full court press by the Nets. They get it inbounds. Now over to Kendrick Tucker. Gets it up to Good. Euro step by Josh Good. Can't finish it, but nice looking Euro step, and that's going to send him back to the line. So early offense coming here from Josh Good for Team Loaded. He gets himself back to the line. And his first shot is good on this trip. Second one coming for Josh Good. Has good size and length. Really shows an ability to put up buckets in the open floor. The second shot is good for Josh. And now Charlotte Nets with the ball. We see a change at the point here as number 5, Brandon Faison, has come in. And one player we have not seen so far is Jalen McManus for the Charlotte Nets, who I expected to be here. And he is an impact player. Maybe we'll see him later in the game. Rebound by Team Loaded. Going the other way, skip ahead to Josh Good. Couldn't get his feet set, decides to give it up. Goes over to Josh Colin. He's going to back it out in direct traffic. He asks for the pick. Josh Good pops up, pick and roll. Feeds him on the roll. But the Charlotte Nets recover on the inside. And now a scramble as the defense is forcing some wide play there by Team Loaded. And I think they're going to keep the ball, which is fortunate for them. Slapped out by the Charlotte Nets. As Zane Lewis is ready to inbound. Gets it inside to Sasha Yadrushinsky. Now back to Colin. Colin over the top, and he's going to draw the foul. So Team Loaded definitely trying to put pressure and get themselves to the line. Now, the big question is, will they be able to hit consistently from the line? Not a question about Team Loaded, but just in general, teams can use this to manufacture points if they can hit their free throws. And Josh Colin steps to the line, and he does exactly that. So we've seen Good and Colin both scoring from the free throw line and keeping their team right in it. And Colin just nails the second one as well. And we have a timeout on the floor. All right, we'll get ready to kick up. I apologize. We may have lost the feed for a second, but I think we lost it for about 15 seconds. We're back. Charlotte Nets still with the lead. About 10.5 left to go here in the first half. The Nets in the home whites working against Team Loaded in the road jerseys. Fazia's shot rims out. We still have not seen Jalen McManus for the Charlotte Nets, so I'm not sure exactly what the issue may be. But it looks like we have a foul, and that is probably a shooting foul. It is, and it's going to send Brandon Faison to the line from Charlotte, North Carolina. He plays at Mallard Creek High School. He's a 6'1" junior, 2016 player. And his shot rims out. And we've got a couple of roster changes on the floor for the Charlotte Nets. Second shot is good. So now Team Loaded, they've managed to stay in it early with a couple of buckets from Josh Good and some points at the free throw line. And now a big outside shot for Team Loaded, and I believe that was by Kendrick Tucker. Feed inside to Thomas. Nets working good spacing right there by Team Loaded, but they gamble, and that leaves the guy open under the baseline there. And they're able to score. So just as I said they had good defense, they jumped. Both players jumped out trying to trap at the free throw line, and that left open a player on the baseline there. Tucker had Good open there for a second. Now Good at the top of the key, turns, shoots no good. Deep outside shot, too strong. Rebounded by DeAndre Thomas. He tries to feed it inside to Spencer, and that's going to go through his hands. But it looks like it was last touched by Team Loaded. Daniel Spencer, number 3, to inbounds under the basket. Being guarded by number 22, Kendrick Tucker, inbounds. Deep outside shot by Faison. Off the front of the rim. Now we're off to the races. But looked like Tucker slipped. And the Nets were able to take advantage, and they get it right back. Here's Faison. Wanted to pass it inside. Now he does. Shot is short. And the Nets had two players who couldn't corral that rebound, unfortunately for them. But Team Loaded will get the ball back. Not trailing by much here. I think I would say that both of these teams are actually matched up well from a top to bottom roster perspective. I would say maybe not positionally they're matched up. They do have some issues with some positional matchups on both of these teams. And here's one of those problems is Josh Good, but he's not able to score right there. However, from a roster, or from an overall roster standpoint, these two teams actually are good matchups. So taking into account neither one has, at this point, without seeing Jalen McManus out here so far, neither team has a dominant positional advantage. But if we do see Jalen McManus, I think that could be a problem for Team Loaded. There's Jamel King, drives and scores and cuts into that lead. And we're almost midway through the first half here. 16-minute halves, normal stoppages in play. Drop down to Spencer, and that's going to be dribbled out. It looked like it may have gone off of his foot. Team Loaded to inbound. Josh Cullen to walk the ball up here. Gets it over to Good. Does he want to put it on the floor? Ball almost swiped away, but he keeps it. And now Good had an open look at the basket, but the guard just missed him, and now picked up by Davion Mintz, who's back in the game. Quick transition play here, but no good. Mintz almost had the rebound, but it's picked up by Josh Cullen. He kicks it ahead and finish. And I believe that was Sasha Yadrushinsky for Team Loaded. And just like that, They have tied up the game at 17 all. So they wiped away that lead. We've got a stoppage in play. And we've got a timeout on the floor. That allows me to tell you about Phenom Hoops. If you look at your scoreboard right now, you will see the Twitter handle for Phenom Hoops, Phenom_Hoops. And they are the organizers of this weekend's event. They're those who are bringing in all these teams. I think there's 120 teams this weekend. I encourage you to go to Twitter. And if you're not on Twitter and you're into recruiting or you're into AAU and that sort of thing, and you're not on Twitter, you're missing a giant opportunity and resource. Not just Twitter itself, but there's so many scouts, AAU programs, and things like that on Twitter that put out little scouting reports and information. Now, Twitter's become a major resource or a communication tool for recruiting, and I urge you to go to Phenom_Hoops, follow them, and they will give you all of their information as we work to align our clock with the clock here. And let me give you a quick update about that. So we do not have our scoreboard connected to the official score clock, so we are doing our best to keep it in sync. And what that means is that they will make adjustments to their clock, and that means they could be wrong or we could be wrong. But we're going to go with whatever they've determined. They're talking it over with the refs, and that's what we're going to go with. So if you're watching at home and you think maybe we've gotten something wrong, I apologize, but we're just basically trying to be in sync with what's on the floor and what's being discussed. So we don't want to keep our own score. Back in action, quick shot there by the Nets, and now they have a 2-point lead. Almost down to the 6-minute mark here in the first half. And looks like I'm not sure if that was a walk or if he stepped on the sideline over there. The Charlotte Nets with a 2-point lead now. Here's Davion Mintz working against Busan. Mintz takes the pick, drives, pulls back, and nice shot by Davion Mintz. He has great size as a point guard. Reversed there by Tucker, no good. Going the other direction. A little bit out of control there. Now feed up to Good. Good can score. Waits on it, and draws the foul. And he's going back to the line. Josh Good looking to keep his team in it. Only down by 4. He's a good free throw shooter. And Josh Good is a very, very good scorer. Good size at 6'7". And another year of high school left for him. And his first shot rims out, and I believe that puts him at 4 of 5 from the line tonight. Now, I apologize if my stats are incorrect. I'm not officially keeping stats, but I believe that's 4 of 5. And his second shot is good. So that makes him 5 of 6 from the line, and he keeps his team within 3. Score by the point guard, Colin. That cuts the lead to 1. And we've got a stoppage in play. Now here's Davion Mintz working one-on-one. To his left and then back to his right. Kicks it to the outside. Now working the ball around. DeAndre Thomas with a deep 3 ball. That's too short. Kendrick Tucker with the rebound for team loaded, and he's going to keep it. Slicing move by Kendrick Tucker. Can't finish, and now Charlotte Nets going the other direction. Davion Mintz got his man on his back, decides to keep it, finds a cutting teammate, and score. And just like that, the Charlotte Nets build that 3-point lead. And still no sign of Jalen McManus, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Kendrick Tucker looked like he might have wanted to drive, decides against it. Now looking, goes to his right, loses the handle, kicks it out to Wasson. Wasson fakes, gets it to Good. Good with a little swim move there, then goes back. Good patience by Good, and he scores. It's hard to say good patience, good shot by Good without sounding like you're overusing the term. And then right back to Charlotte Nets running up the back of Team Loaded and keep that 3-point lead. And we've got a timeout by Team Loaded, and I think the coach is not going to want to talk about that defense. Or he does want to talk about it, but he's not going to be happy about it. I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. If you are so inclined, you can follow me on Twitter at @M_Shockley. If you look at your scoreboard, there's my Twitter handle. And I tweet a lot about basketball, sports business, technology, you name it. Try to share as much information as I can about players that I see. A lot of college coaches do follow me on Twitter, and that is not a humble brag. What I'm trying to say is I try to match up players and coaches as much as I can, and hopefully I can help. I'm very happy whenever I hear about a player going on, regardless of what level of college he attends. So if you're so inclined, give me a follow on Twitter, and I'll try to help you out or what have you. Foul inside. He can't finish, but he is going to be going to the line, and I am not sure if I have the right roster for number 12, so I apologize. And I'm not going to try to guess which player that is, and so I'm sorry, but anyway, result at the line here. Clock stops. Shot is good. Rebounded by Jamel King. He's going to keep it as we near the 3-minute mark. Charlotte Nets with a 4-point lead. Busan drives, scoop shot, and good by Busan. Spin move and finish. Now the bucket's coming quickly for both teams. Fighting those gaps in the defense on the inside. There's Jamel King. Looked like he wanted to fake left inside stick. He went right, then went back left. Now Zane Lewis tried to go inside to Good, but pass was behind him, and it looked like Good lost it. Top of the key, no good. Going the other way, here's Busan behind his back. Kicks it up ahead. King loses the handle. Zane Lewis able to track it down. Scramble here for Team Loaded as they're having trouble getting their offense organized. Now here's Zane Lewis. And good shot by Zane Lewis as he finds that gap and hits the mid-range, cuts the lead to 2 with just about 2 to go here. Charlotte Nets working the ball around. Here's now to Davion Mintz. He's had a good first half. That shot no good. Rebounded by Zane Lewis. He drives to his right, kicks to his right. They work the ball out. Jamel King with a deep outside 3. Rims out. Just inside the 3-point line, and that misses everything. And that's going to mean a stoppage in play as they have adjusted their clock, and we're going to adjust as well. So I hope this isn't too confusing. We're just doing our best to represent the time left in the game to you as we can. That's the thing about AAU, man. It's a lot of fun, but, you know, it can be informal. So we're doing our best to try to formalize it as much as possible and let you know what's happening. Josh Cullen now walking the ball up. Gets picked up at half court. Now over to Kendrick Tucker. Back to Tucker. He drives. Cross-court pass there to Jameel King. Good defense recovery there by the Charlotte Nets. All of a sudden they overcommit on the outside, and that's going to be a foul. That's going to send Josh Cohen to the line. So just as I was praising the Charlotte Nets for their defense, they gamble at the point guard, or they gamble at the guard position out there, and they give Josh Cohen a chance to take advantage of it. He drives, isn't able to finish, but he does get himself to the line, and Team Loaded has proven they can shoot from the free throw. At least they have in the first half. That's been sort of the story of the game. The free throw shooting of Team Loaded, as Cohen's first shot is good, and the offense of Josh Good. And meanwhile, for the Charlotte Nets has been Davion Mintz, for the most part, making things happen. Second shot, no good for Cohen. Feed up, and there's Davion Mintz drawing the foul right there. He's been a real matchup problem for them. He's got such good athleticism and size at 6'4". He's able to. He's got a good first step, good handle. He's been a real problem for them. So we'll see if they try to make some adjustments at halftime. They don't have a lot of time in the half. It's about 5 minutes, depending on if the schedule is running well. You know, sometimes if the games are running behind, they'll even shorten the halftime. That's just the way it goes in AAU. You just have to be aware of that. But Davion's second shot coming up here. So 2 for 2 for the line for Davion Mintz. He's really had a solid first half and been a real impact player for the Charlotte Nets. And we've got a stoppage here in the backcourt. And still we have not seen Jalen McManus, so I hope that doesn't mean that he's injured. And now we see Colin against here to the line, and Team Loaded has proven, as I said, that they can cash in here from the free throw line. It's very important. They're able to manufacture points when their offense isn't flowing, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're hanging around. They're right in this game. They're only down by 2 now as Josh's first shot drops. Plays at Blue Ridge High School and he's from Dyke, Virginia. His second shot is good. 5'10", 2017 player, Josh Colin. Brings his team to within 1. Now here's Davion Mintz working against Zane Lewis. Davion calls for the pick. DeAndre Thomas comes out, gives him that pick, but Mintz gives it up, gets it back. Starts to spin back to his left, and then it looks like it was dribbled off the foot of Mintz. Good defense there by Kendrick Tucker. The Team Loaded will try to probably hold for the last shot. We've got a stoppage in play. And I'm not sure what's happening, so we're going to try to see if we have to adjust the clock. We had a big adjustment a few minutes ago, but I don't know if that's what's going on. It doesn't look like that's what's happening. So inbound for Team Loaded. No idea what was the result there. Colin to his left, then back to his right. Kicks it to the outside to Lewis. Lewis tracks it down. Time short here. And no good, and we're going to go to halftime. We'll be back in just hello, everybody. We're back here in the second half between the Charlotte Nets and Team Loaded. Charlotte Nets with a very slim lead here. Feed up to Davion Mintz. Davion Mintz with a finish inside. Davion Mintz really the difference in this one. It's been a battle between some of the size of the Charlotte Nets and the size of Davion Mintz at the guard position. And then there's been some really great play from Josh Good at Team Loaded and solid point guard play from Josh Colin. There's Good right now at the high post. Loses the ball. Ball slapped out of bounds. And still no sign of Jalen McManus. We did not see him in the first half. And he could be a difference maker in this one for the Charlotte Nets. But as of yet, we have not seen him. Jamel King finds Busan. Busan turned, didn't like his look, and now he's going to shoot from deep. Rebounded by DeAndre Thomas, going the other direction. Now he's going to keep it. Westphasia over the top, too strong. Rebounded by Josh Good. And there is a foul. And I think that may send Jamel King to the line. Jamel King from Blue Ridge School as well. 6'5", 2016 player. First shot is good. And they've really made the Charlotte Nets pay when they've gotten themselves to the line. They've shot very well from the free throw line. And that's one of the big key points of this game and why the score is what it is that the Charlotte Nets have had more flow offensively. Deep shot outside, no good. Rebounded by Zane Lewis. But Team Loaded has gotten themselves consistently to the line, and they've knocked them down when they get there. Here's Colin using a deep pick out there from Good. Kicks it to the floor. Zane Lewis' shot is up and good for Zane Lewis. And just like that, Team Loaded pulls back out in front. Rebound and a shot no good. But I believe that it's going to send Gregory Joyner to the line, number 11. The 6'2" junior, 2016 from North Mecklenburg High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he's got a chance to get his team back into the tie. First shot is good for Joyner. Second shot upcoming. It's 2 for 2 for the line there for Joyner. And we got a full court press here being employed by the Charlotte Nets. Lewis over to Colin. Now Colin wants to back it out, being guarded by Davion Mintz. Pick set by Josh Good. Colin keeps it but kicks it in the corner to Busan. Busan shot off the mark. And now the Nets have a chance to run. And no good. Westphasia with the rebound, too strong, but put back in good. And just like that, the Nets are back out in front. There's Colin trying to break the press. Steps through the two defenders, gets it in, and ultimately in the corner to Jamel King. But no good, and we're going the other direction. DeAndre Thomas loses the handle. Westphasia picks it up, and ultimately we land back in the hands of Davion Mintz. But then Mintz loses it. Nice run out here. Chance for Colin, and a great reverse there by Josh Colin. Now here's Mintz. A little step through, and good by Davion Mintz. Really getting that transition bucket and putting his team right back on top, and with a chance for the and one. Davion Mintz has been huge in today's game. Real point guard battle on the offensive ends here. We've got Josh Colin getting his buckets, and Davion Mintz back to back. We got a little break in the action here as Davion needs to tie his shoelaces. He steps to the line. Shot no good, but the damage is done. The Nets now back up by 2. And Jamel King now working against DeAndre Thomas. Crossover, feeds underneath the Good. Defense recovers, and we see Jalen McManus now at number 20. That is the player that we've been missing, and he's in there against Good, and that is a tough matchup as both of those players have the length and athleticism. And that could be a difference maker for the Nets as King turns, shoots, no good, but rebounded by Colin. Knocked away by Davion Mintz, and he's got an open floor and finished by Davion Mintz. And that's going to cause a timeout to be called by Team Loaded. Back in action here, second half. Colin off to Good, and there's a score after the timeout. Josh Good, been a major offensive weapon for Team Loaded, helped keep them in the game along with their own free throw shooting, but there's a foul. And that looks like it might send DeAndre Thomas to the line. DeAndre Thomas out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He attends Mallard Creek High School. 6'5", class of 2016. First shot is short. Just to see if he can't line up that second shot. Sometimes you need to get one under your belt. Second shot good. Tough defense in the backcourt there. Knocked out of bounds, but I believe it will stay with Team Loaded. Kendrick Tucker to inbound. He's going to get it into Colin. Colin working against Gregory Joyner. Pick on Joyner hard, pick and roll there by Good, but not able to finish. But then he gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. So little two-man game. They really set high picks, like way out. And then there's Jalen McManus all alone on the inside. He's fouled. Tough block, but nobody checked Jalen McManus. Now this is the key thing I would like to bring to your attention. Jalen McManus has not been in the game for most of the game. And something about AAU, sometimes players show up late, that sort of thing. There's so many games, it's just difficult sometimes for coordination. But McManus is, as he drops his first shot there, first free throw, McManus is an extremely good athletic forward that can match up with Josh Good. And I expect them to do exactly that, to try to bring him in there and try to limit Good, as McManus' second shot rims out, gets the rebound up and can't get it to fall. Back to DeAndre Thomas. He can't get his shot to fall. And we're going the other direction. Zane Lewis now stops, wants to run the offense, allows his team to set up as Josh Good comes up to set the pick. Lewis down to Tucker. Drive on the baseline, scoop shot out to Busan. Busan drives, spins, gets in trouble over the top of Mintz. Mintz's size, too much to handle. And good defense there by Davion Mintz. Now he's going the other direction, kicks it out. Three-pointer is good, and that's a big shot there for the Charlotte Nets, taking the lead. Or they had the lead, but now extending the lead. And we're going in the other direction. Ball slapped away and out of bounds. 10:30 to play. And we have a timeout on the floor. And I want to let you guys know about PhenomHoopReport.com. If you look at your scoreboard right now, you will see the URL for PhenomHoopReport.com. There should not be anybody watching this game that does not know how to use the web, so I'm not even going to pretend to explain that to you. It's been around for a couple of decades now, but at any rate, PhenomHoopReport.com. Phenom Hoop Report are the organizers of this weekend's event. You can find all of the statistics and standings for this weekend's event and all of the results, as well as upcoming events at PhenomHoopReport.com. And I hope you'll go there and check it out. And check out the David Rose Memorial Day Classic that's coming up in a few weeks at the end of May. We will be there. It was a great event last year, and we intend to be back. But that will not be during the live period. So if you're a college coach, you'll definitely want to watch our broadcasts, as we are back in action here. Davion Mintz has played very well today. He's directing traffic. He asked for the pick. He gets it. Drives to the outside, feeds it inside of Jalen McManus. McManus turns. Well defended, though. Shot no good. McManus had his hand on the rebound. So already Jalen McManus has only been in the game a few minutes, and you can see he's getting very active right away. He could be the difference maker in this one, but Team Loaded is right there. Team Loaded now able to get across half court, gets it up to good. Colin decides to back it out, reset everything. Sees an opportunity, drives, kicks it out to Tucker. Tucker's deep shot is good. Cuts that lead down to 2. Big shot there by Kendrick Tucker. Now Davion Mintz working against Zane Lewis. 4-on-4, going by jersey numbers. Bad pass there by Minson. Colin takes advantage of it and scores. And just like that, they're tied up once again. And the Charlotte Nets have seen their lead evaporate. Now here's Mintz. Over to McManus. McManus working against Best. Good matchup here. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Charlotte Nets. Both of these teams are playing in the 17 and under age division here. Drive by McManus. Can't get a shot to go. Gets his own rebound and scored. He puts his team back up by 2. Kendrick Tucker foul. And Tucker has the ball knocked away from him and is fouled in the process. Team Loaded looking to work their offense, get something organized. Josh Colin has played well. He gets that high pick again from Best. Best doesn't roll this time. Colin just keeps it, can't finish inside. That rebound pulled down by Daniel Spencer. Finish on the other end by McManus. Tucker again over to Colin. Down in the corner. Feed inside the Best. Good matchup. He's got it one-on-one. Waits for it and scores. And that time, Josh Good got the better of Jalen McManus on the inside there, and he sends himself back to the line. So he's been quiet for a little bit. We saw him score effectively in the first part of the first half, and now we see him going to work again here in the second against the more athletic size and length of Jalen McManus. And Team Loaded continuing to show their prowess at the free throw line. You have to praise them for that. If they know they can get to the line and they can knock them down, that's a weapon of him by itself. And now we see another switch as Brandon Faison has come back in to run the point. He finds himself in trouble under the basket, gets it out. Deep outside shot, no good. Rebounded by Zane Lewis. He's got to run out to Colin and no finish. It looked like it was a good shot there, but just right off the rim, I guess going too fast. And we have a timeout on the floor. Once again, I am Marcus Shockley with Netcast Sports. I appreciate everybody being here with me this weekend. I will promise that normally when you listen to Netcast Sports, if you are not listening to me, we often do have actually really good announcers, not just me. I'm hopefully not what you will get all the time. And hopefully I'm not too boring, but really just trying to bring you the action here this weekend as we are at the midway point here in the second half. If you're so inclined, you can follow me on Twitter at @M_Shockley. Look at your scoreboard. That's my Twitter handle. And as I said before, I do tweet a lot about basketball. But really, one of the big things is I run a showcase in the summer, my Basketball Elite organization. That is the name of it, Basketball Elite. We've been around for a long time. We've covered not just grassroots. We cover college. We cover pro, semi-pro, sports business, just about everything. And we've been running our event in the summer for this will be the 5th year. We've been featured on ESPN, Max Preps, Deep Outside Shot, no good. CBS Sports, we've had a lot of Division I players come through there, a lot of Division II players come through there, and we've really worked hard to make it one of the premier events in the country. And I hope you'll check us out at basketballelite.com for more information. Shot outside by Good, rims out and knocked out of bounds. As the Charlotte Nets still clinging to that slim lead, they've been able to mostly be in the front of this one, but they've not been able to pull away from Team Loaded at all. They haven't had much of a sizable lead. That shot is short. Put back up, no good. Got a second crack at it. Here's Jalen McManus. He can't get it to go down, but he's going back to the line. So Jalen McManus, number 20, the 6'6" North Mecklenburg High School player. Late pickup for the team here in the second half, but he's come in and he's made his presence known. He's got another shot coming. Rebounded by Tucker. Inside to Good, working against McManus. And that foul is going to send Kendrick Tucker to the line. Kendrick Tucker, 6'3", class of 2016 from Northside High School. He hails from Roanoke, Virginia. Spencer tries to get his footing, goes up and draws the foul. That's going to send Daniel Spencer to the line from J.M. Robinson High School down near the Concord, North Carolina area. Dan Robinson is a pretty good school. 6-foot guard from the class of 2016. And his first shot is off the front of the rim. Lewis stops, shoots deep from three, drains it. Zane Lewis with a big bucket. And now the Charlotte Nets find themselves on the short end of the stick from the scoreboard sense. Jamel King working in the backcourt against Davion Mintz. It's over to Colon. Being guarded by Mintz. Colon gets a step on him, gets inside. Stop, floater, no good. Picked up by Mintz, and he's in the open floor. Behind his back, up and good by Davion Mintz. Just like that, he ties it up, puts his team back in. Nice open court move, little shake and bake there from Davion Mintz. A little razzle-dazzle, if you will. Slide on the floor, is that going to be a travel? I think they're going to get the timeout call. So we are down to the 5.5-minute mark roughly. Tied up here. Charlotte Nets and Team Loaded. You're watching the 2015 Grassroots Tip Off Classic. Coming to you from Greensboro, North Carolina. We're here at Prolific Park all weekend. We are bringing you a bunch more games today. And we will be bringing you a bunch of games tomorrow, what we like to call Championship Sunday, which is the best day because it is the day that the champions are forged and made and all that good stuff. So, and any other hyperbole I can throw in there. But, you know, one thing I really do like is you come into the tournament and you may not even know some of the teams at the beginning of the tournament. Sort of like the NCAA tournament. If you know, now to be fair, a lot of these teams I've seen before, but some of them I have not, and some of the players I have not. And just like the NCAA, during the course of the weekend, I become familiar with several of them. And it's always good because by the time we get to that last day, if you're watching these broadcasts, and I encourage you to watch several of them, because by Sunday you'll know the teams and players before you ever watch the game, and it's going to make it a lot more interesting to you. And we've got a run out and finish by Davion Mintz once again. Back-to-back buckets by Mintz puts his team back up. Feed inside to Good, and he ties it back up. Dylan McManus slices to the basket, no good. Can't finish. Going the other way for Team Loaded. King up and scoop shot, no good. Battled, no good, and tapped out. Picked up, foul, right at the three-point line. It looks like Sasha Yadrushinsky was fouled. Team Loaded will keep the ball, and there's some discussion about where the inbounds is going to happen. It's not going to be an inbounds at all. It's going to be a shooting foul. So we are in the bonus. Sasha Yadrushinsky from Blue Ridge School, 6'3", class of 2016, and his first shot drops, putting his team back up on top. Rebounded by Jalen McManus. Big rebound. Pulled down. Open look there. And finish as the Nets pull back in front on Daniel Spencer's shot. And now Colin working against Spencer in the backcourt here. Best comes out, does a deep pick and roll, gets the ball back. Kicks it across to Yadrushinsky. Deep outside shot. Good three for Team Loaded. And now they have taken control a little bit of this game. Shot no good. Team Loaded looking to run, and they miss a good opportunity to get Best in transition. I'm sorry, Good in transition. I don't know why I called him Best. Sorry, Josh. We got a timeout on the floor. Once again, I want to let you guys know about our Twitter handle. If you didn't hear me wax on about it before, if you will follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports, you can look at your scoreboard right now at Netcast Sports. As I said, I've said in other games we've broadcast with AAU, the reality is we do not always know who is going to play when, nor do you, and even the people here at the arena, even the organizers, don't know because of the tournament style. So you've got two things working against you. You've got the game's uncertainty of who's going to be playing, who's going to win, and then you've also got the reality that when teams and games run over, then that modifies the schedule. You know, some games start later than you expect, and they shorten them down, and you don't always know what's going to happen. You don't know when the replays are going to happen, which games we're doing. Best way to find out all that information is to follow us on Twitter at Netcast Sports, and I hope you'll do that right after watching this one, as the Nets now working to get some offense. They go inside to McManus. He wants to work, and he draws the foul on Josh Good right away. Really giving Josh Good a tough time there in the paint. McManus has found himself at the line a couple of times already tonight. And he hits the front end of the 1-and-1. And that could not have worked out better for the Charlotte Nets. They take the lead as Spencer was able to grab that rebound. put it back up and in. Now here's Cullen working against Davion Mintz. Both of these point guards have been big factors for their teams in this game. We've got a foul on the floor. And that, if we're in the bonus, that means somebody's going to be shooting, and that somebody is going to be Josh Cullen. The 5'10" sophomore, class of 2017, and he's to the line. Team Loaded has shot well from the line tonight. And he ties it back up. Really cashing in from that free throw line. The team has Team Loaded. Oh, and they call a walk. They call a walk, and that shot is not going to count. Cullen now bringing the ball up, working against Mintz. Pick set by Good. Behind his back, Cullen. Up, no good. Rebounded by Davion Mintz. He's looking to push. He kicks it up to DeAndre Thomas. Thomas waits and fouled. And that's going to be another foul on Josh Good, I believe. And I'm not sure, that might be it for Josh Good. That might be, he may have fouled out. I'm not sure. That would be a big deal if it is. That's been one of their primary weapons on offense. Although in the second half, he's had a hard time with Jalen McManus. Folks at home, I apologize. I think we lost a bit of our feed here. So trying to bring you up to speed here. Davion Mintz at the line. We've had some clock issues, and I do apologize. So we are back here as these two teams try to wrap it up. So I'm going to be working on trying to get everything synced up. And you guys just can continue to watch, and I'll do my best to try to sync this up here. Step away for just a moment as the game continues to play out here. We have a timeout on the floor. So I apologize for, we have some clock issues. We're not exactly clear if they're keeping the score on the floor or what's going on here, but I mean the clock. But hopefully we can get this all straightened out.